G'day, cheeky dogs. Today we're going to be talking about everything that we know so far about the Bluey 28-minute special episode called The Sign.
What? Make them get married! You may now get married.
Now, all of this information comes from podcasts from Joe Brumm, who is the creator and writer of Bluey, as well as trailers, information from the Bluey website and the ABC Australia website about this episode as well.
Yeah!
Hello, Monique. Lovely day, isn't it?
And whilst all this information is out there, I've decided to make a video to compile all of it together so we know what we might be seeing in this episode.
I tell you what, next time I come over, I'm not bringing any onesies.
So let's start off with the release date first. This is coming out in Australia on April 14th at 8 a.m. on ABC and ABC iView. However, we did get full confirmation from the Bluey official account that this is going to be a day and date release. So once it has aired in Australia at 8 a.m., it is going to be aired on Disney Plus, Disney Channel, and Disney Junior as well.
Biggest ever Bluey! 28 minutes.
What?
Quick side note, I did say it was 28 minutes, which means it's basically a Bluey movie, and you should really get some Australian snacks for it as well. I am not sponsored in this video. I'm just going to show you who I buy all of my Australian snacks from, which is Treats from Oz. They're a little Ozmerican family, just like me, but they send all these amazing, delicious, yummy Australian snacks all the way overseas. So if you want some, I have a 10% discount code. It's just here. I'll put a link down below as well. I recommend getting like a care package because that way you get like a big range of like Australian kind of snacks. And yeah, this is just a cool way to support another little Australian business. And I wanted to share that with you guys.
What?
April 14th.
Let's play Arnie! Yeah!
But just a heads up, that's not April 14th. That would be in America, for example, April 13th, a Saturday afternoon, around maybe 2 or 3 p.m., depending on what time zone you're in. So now we do also know that this is linked to the episode Ghost Basket, which is also being released a week prior on April 7th. They didn't exactly say if that's a day and date release as well with Disney, but I assume it must be because the Bluey website specifically states that Ghost Basket sets the stage for the episode The Sign. So we assume that that's going to come out as well on Disney either the week before or it'll come out like just before The Sign is going to air as well.
April 7, a brand new episode. Ta-da! New Bluey.
But the biggest thing about this, aside from it setting the stage for this, is the assumption that it's a plot point of Bluey selling her house, or Bluey's mum and dad, Bandit and Chili, selling the house. And that's why Bluey looks so sad in the trailers when she's in her classroom telling her classmates. And we assume it's... Now, I did already do a whole theory video about this, so if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link up here so you can go and check it out as well. And I'll also put a link in the description box and comment section down below too. But we're going to be talking about more details because we need to talk about the wedding now.
She said you now get married. You have to say I do.
So Joe Brumm had said like almost 2 years ago now, which is probably how long they've been in development for this episode, that this is going to be about a wedding. He talked about this on the Gotta Be Done podcast and that he wanted to create an Australian wedding for people around the world to see. So we're assuming either a beach wedding or a bush wedding. And we already know whose wedding it is. It's Rad and Frisky's.
I would say no, a wedding hasn't happened between Rad and Frisky. But Christmas Swim, yeah, the idea is that the relationship started, maybe they're engaged. And I love the idea of caricaturing an Australian wedding, you know, or just showing an Australian wedding. I think, can I just answer season 3? Like,
Oh, good. Okay.
yeah,
phew.
no.
And again, this is all public information. An article was posted ages ago about Lido Studios making all their Bluey episodes, and they had a picture in it which showed someone rendering a scene from this episode. And that scene was Chili with Socks, Muffin, Bingo, and Bluey all at a shop. And Socks, Muffin, and Bingo all dressed up as flower girls, and Bluey's there kind of holding something. So what do those girls all have in common? Uncle Rad. So of course it looks like the girls are flower girls for Uncle Rad and Frisky's wedding, and Bluey most likely is the ring bearer for it.
Princess, I have rescued you. Now we shall marry.
Okay, fine. For the sake of the children, they get married. The end.
Hooray!
I'll take it.
Now this again ties in with something that Joe Brumm said on his own Behind Bluey podcast about mixed breed couples. Rad and Frisky, of course, are 2 different breeds of dogs, and we haven't really seen a lot of that in Bluey, and it was one of the criticisms of the show very early on in its first 1 or 2 seasons. But Joe Brumm did say the fact that Winton's dad Cornelius and the terrier's mum having that whole kind of love story going on behind the scenes in TV Shop was going to come back in this later, longer episode, The Sign.
And so when it came to TV Shop, I don't know, did you write it in, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. It's just a story within a story, which weirdly then came to my rescue in a later Oh yeah, later, longer ep.
And most likely that's to show Bluey that yes, different breeds can get together, that they can be married. Not every single couple has to be the same breed, which of course then in real life translates to same race kind of thing. But also it could possibly show her that not only can different breeds be together, but they can also have babies together as well.
Do you want to have children?
Yes.
And that kind of links into the whole butterfly, Grandpa Bob, Frisky, Brandy possible situation happening.
Oh, lucky.
So let's talk about the butterfly, the next thing that has been confirmed for this episode. So in the episode slide, we saw the butterfly emerging and it is called Flappy, which we found out from like the title link of one of the stills that they released on the Bluey website. And again, Joe Brum did say that this butterfly is coming back and plays a really significant role in the episode The Sign.
What I do like about this app, which you probably won't find out for another year, is there is a little connection to a later episode. And so it's a very special app in the context of season 3.
That's lucky.
Can you imagine the end of the app being really different if it's the hand comes down on top of the butterfly at the end of the episode?
Well, true. And, you know, that might affect a particular future app as well.
Yes, very good point.
Now, the butterfly is a Ulysses butterfly and it represents life and death. And of course, the big question everyone has been asking is, where is Grandpa Bob?
Good night, Grandpa Bob, wherever you are.
And again, Joe Brum did confirm on the Gotta Be Done podcast that Grandpa Bob will be making a return. And yes, we assume that he'll most likely be at the wedding of his son, Rad, of course, but perhaps he is linked with the butterfly and we are going to see him passing away and how Bluey deals with that. And perhaps that's what Chili is talking to Bluey about in that specific scene where we see the butterfly as well. We can see them talking. Bluey looks kind of sad, like Chili's trying to reassure her. We also can see in the background in the toilet that Socks is there. So this probably takes place after that other scene that we saw leaked in the article where they're at like the clothes dressing shop together. So yeah, perhaps they are talking about the fact that Grandpa Bob is really sick and something might happen with him.
Hi, I've got it, I'm doing it.
Now, let's talk about the life part of that butterfly, and of course, the fact that it represents birth and life coming back, and the whole theory that maybe someone in the Healer family is pregnant. And my bet, of course, is on Frisky, because if she's getting married to Rad, and this is like a 28-minute episode, we're assuming some time is going to pass during this, and yeah, it could be that perhaps Grandpa Bob passes away, and then Frisky and Rad have their own little baby boy, and maybe they call it Bobby. I think that would just be the cutest name and like a lovely like full circle with that whole idea. But cheeky dogs, let me know what you think about that in that comment section down below. Because of course, we do also have confirmation of what voice actors are going to be in this, and one of them is Brandy.
Hi, girls.
Hi.
Now, the fact that her voice actress Rose Byrne is coming back means that Brandy is not only going to be just like as a background character, but she's going to be talking in this episode. And I know a lot of people really want to see an adoption storyline with her as well. So yeah, that could also be a possibility. Because we assume though, if it's a wedding and it's Rad and Frisky's, like doesn't really make sense that Brandy's there. Like she hasn't talked to Chili for 4 years. So it doesn't seem like she'd really be friends with Frisky for any reason. So like maybe she would be at the wedding, but it doesn't quite make sense. So perhaps she does have her own specific storyline in this.
I'm sorry it's been so long. Oh, it's just hard seeing you all, you know? I know.
But so far, that is absolutely everything that we know about this episode. But like I said, we do have a few other voice actors confirmed, of course, as well. Some new ones like Rove McManus and Joel Edgerton, as well as one of the very popular podcast hosts for Hammer Barn, Brendan. So I'm super excited to see what characters they're going to be playing as well. I assume one of them would probably be like the officiate, like the chaplain for the wedding.
Ladies and gentlemen, may spouses marry Galahop today.
But cheeky dogs, let me know what you want to see in this 28-minute special of Bluey. Comment everything down below. Do you think it's Frisky having a baby or Brandy having a baby? Do you think we're going to see something happen with Grandpa Bob? What do you think it's going to be? Do you think that Bluey and her family are going to move away, or that it's going to get resolved in this episode? Let me know all your thoughts and feelings down below, and while you're there, don't forget to hit that like button, as well as that subscribe button and that bell for notifications so you know whenever I release any other Bluey videos. But until then, I have picked you cheeky dogs out a few other videos that maybe you would like to watch, and I will see you all in another video. Mwah! Bye!